We probably didn't know until this moment who's going to be taking the chance to go in against one of the greats of British boxing of recent years. Darren Traynor has stepped up to the plate, lad from Aberdeen, in his 20th professional fight, and it's been an interesting journey getting down here. Darren, first of all, tell us about your day.
It's been very tiring, apart from getting the flight from Edinburgh, apart from I had to drive from Aberdeen to Edinburgh, then fly here. But like I say, I'm flunked to MTK for the opportunity to fight.
So what time were you up and moving this morning?
I was up about 5 o'clock in the morning.
And your thoughts about getting into the ring against, as I said, one of the biggest names of British boxing?
Like I say, it's a big opportunity. It's a big fight for me. I know it's going to be a hard fight, but like I said, it's a big thing for me. Again, it's a big opportunity to get me back up the rankings and get me back on the big stage again.
Did you ever think you'd be getting in the ring with Carl Frampton?
No, never ever thought it. But it's come now, so I'm here to give him a go. Yeah.
And everybody who gets through the ropes, Carl, always has respect, and I'm sure has your respect for picking up the cudgel and coming and being prepared to face up to you on Saturday night.
I respect, like you said, anyone that steps in the ropes, but I respect anyone that would step up to fight me. Even more so, I think that Darren, I think he's better than the original opponent we had in Vardanyan. He's fought certainly at a higher level anyway, and this is at a higher weight division. So first fight at super featherweight is now my first fight at lightweight. And he's been training as well. So Darren's been training. I know MTK have asked him, and on the off chance that there was going to be problems with Vardanyan's visa or coronavirus or whatever, I think he's been training for a number of weeks now. So it's not going to be an easy fight. I know that he's coming here with nothing to lose and everything to gain, and that brings its own pressures. But I just can't be complacent for a second, and I won't be. And I'm looking forward to putting on a good show.
How important is Saturday night for you? Because Frank spoke a little bit earlier about the world title fight, which seemed to be coming. It seemed to be that was going to be happening in Belfast this summer, but for numerous reasons and obvious reasons is not doing so. So how close do you think a world title fight still is for you now?
Well, I think we had it sort of for June 13th. It was pretty much done with Frank and Bob Arnhem as well. And yeah, obviously with what's going on globally, it couldn't happen. So hopefully it can happen. But again, that's not me being disrespectful to Darren or being complacent or taking my eye off the ball. Ideally, I would have liked to be fighting or have fought already for a world title, but because of what's going on, it wasn't possible. So I have to fight Darren. I need to win. If I lose the fight, my career's over. Where do I go from here at this stage? So I'm not prepared to do that.
33 now. Yeah. And a chance still looking to become Ireland's first ever three-weight world champion. I know you've always spoken, and we've done these sort of press conferences, goodness knows how many times over recent years, but you've always talked about legacy. Is that the biggest driving force that remains for you now? Yeah,
it is. I think, well, my children as well are a huge inspiration to me and a driving force, but I think legacy and to become... I think there's a shout already to be go down, and people can maybe argue the point that I'm Ireland's greatest fighter right now. But I think if I win a third world title, it cements that place. Definitely. And I go down as the greatest fighter that Ireland's ever produced, ahead of Steve Collins, ahead of Barry McGuigan, ahead of Katie Taylor and a few others. So yeah, that's what I want.
Having worked with Carl for how long is it now? A fair few years now, isn't it?
3
years. How much have you enjoyed actually putting shows on with Carl involved?
Well, it's been fantastic when we've been in Belfast, because the atmosphere's been great. Fans have come out in their droves to see him, quite rightly so. He's a hero over there, and you couldn't meet a nicer guy and a more consummate professional than Carl. That's what it's all about. You know, for any young fighter, talking about, you know, sort of Dennis earlier and whatever, you want role model. This is the guy. Look at him, how he looks after himself and the attitude. I think he's been brilliant for British boxing, Irish and British boxing. But the bottom line is, for me, I've enjoyed every moment of it. We said we were going to do things, and we did it. We said
we'd done the Windsor Park, which was...
So we get the world title fights. Everything we said we'd do, we did.
Yeah.
Darren, you want to ruin that legacy?
I will try. Yes, of course.
You've watched him, obviously, over the years. You know, as we all have. You'll know all about his strengths. What sort of mindset have you got to have to get in the ring with him on Saturday night?
Just to be confident and believe that I can do it. I can beat him. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can do.
Well, that's going to be our top of the bill. We were hoping to have Michael Conlon here as well, talking about his fight with Sofiane Cartouche, who unfortunately hasn't been able to make it in time, Michael. But that will be happening. And just a word about Michael as well, because he's sort of always been coming through, if you like, in your slipstream, and you know him about as well as you can. How good is he?
He's a class act. He's one of the most skilled fighters that I've ever seen, and you get what he done as an amateur, and how skillful he is, and his shot selection and his distance control, and he's got it all. And now they're talking about him going down to 122. I always thought he was a big featherweight, so to get down to super bantamweight, I don't think it's going to be easy for him. But if he can do it comfortably with his skill set and then just his pure size, he's going to be a nightmare for anyone at 122, and it gives him the chance then to become a multi-weight world champion. Like, Mick wouldn't look out of place as a lightweight. He's a big guy, so it gives him the chance to go up through the titles or up through the weight divisions and win more titles.
Do you still cherish the hope of having world title bills maybe on the same, fights on the same bill with world titles at stake? Would that be an ideal way to have things before you sail off into the sunset?
Potentially, it could be good, but it might be a bit of an issue in Belfast. But me and Mick are good mates. But if you know the political landscape of Belfast, it might be difficult. But why not?
You can promote that one.
But just give us a word finally about Michael Conlon and what he could be moving towards in the next month.
He's got a tough fight on Saturday. Guy's very, very experienced. As I said, 40 fights, won 35 of them. He's got to be top of his game. And there's, and if he can get down, and be strong at that weight, he'll be something else. But he's a man on a mission, and unfortunately he didn't get here, but he's a man on a mission, and I think we're going to see a good fight between him and Takushi on Saturday.
Now also on the bill, finally, Archie Sharp, who's been performing brilliantly, is undefeated in 18, is it now?
Yep.
18 fights against Jeff Ofori, who's 10 wins, 2 defeats and 1 draw, but they know each other well. And again, it's in theory, Frank, this is a really attractive matchup. Jeff clearly fancies the task. Archie's been going from strength to strength.
Well, he has, and he's pulled some big punches out of the bag as well these last few fights. And as you say, I know Jeff is up for this and fancies it, but I believe in Archie. He's 18-0, and this is for him. He wins this fight and maybe get one more before Christmas. He could be one up being probably the mandatory in his weight division, and that would be for the winner of Carl and Jamel Herring if they win their respective fights before they meet. So he's got everything to go for here, and what a great fight that would be. If Carl comes through, which I do believe he's going to become the first Irishman to win titles at 3 different weights. I really do believe that. He comes through, him and Archie would be a fantastic fight down the line.
Has he kind of vindicated, Archie, this is what you believed he was capable of producing, or has he exceeded what you thought he was going to do?
No, he's got a lot of self-belief, there's no doubt about that. You only got to talk to him, and he's been a joy to work with, and I think between us we've all done what we said we'd do.
Yeah, for sure.
And now it's up to him now. He's now in a situation where, this is a tough fight for him, but these are the fights he's got to win. He's got to win them in style. And I know Jeff's got other ideas, and we're going to hear from him in a moment. But these are the fights that can be upsets, and there's no doubt about that.
Archie, do you have to pinch yourself when you hear Frank say that, and when you see Carl here, to think, potentially in the next 2-3 fights, that could be me?
Well, this is what I've come to boxing to do. I want to be at the top alongside big names like Carl. Carl will know that there's no disrespect. He's just at that position where the target is on his back, he goes and beats Jamel, then that's a fight that obviously I want, because I'm in the game, like I say, to be the best, not second best.
So come Saturday against Jeff, you guys know each other pretty well. I was talking to Jeff earlier and he tells me that you sparred together, that you know each other's styles. What are you anticipating?
Yeah, so Jeff was my sparring partner for the Woodstock fight 2 years ago. But a lot's gone on in 2 years. I've grown as a bigger fighter. And there's no disrespect to Jeff. In the 2 years, I've gone and picked titles up, and unfortunately he hasn't. So there's no disrespect there. But I know Jeff gets himself in the best shape as possible. He's going to be fit. He's going to be tough. But he's probably thinking, "I'm going to get in there, give Archie a hard night's work." So, but they've been doing that since I was 7 years old, since I started boxing. So it's nothing unusual to me. Like I say, no disrespect to him. Fit, and he'll be on his game. And no doubt he's in the best shape, but I'm in the best shape that I can ever be.
What do you remember of those sparring sessions from a couple of years ago, Jeff?
Yeah, definitely. Hello. Yeah, definitely. It was a good session for me. We both won for our first titles. I was going for the Southern area, you going for the WBO. We both won, so them sessions definitely helped us to get our titles. And
from what you saw in there, do you think you can get in there on Saturday and spring what I think a lot of people would say was an upset?
100%, because for me, this is like, after my last fight, this is another second chance. And not many fighters, especially coming from where I'm coming from, get this opportunity. So for me, you'll grab it with both hands.
Tell me about your background and about your preparations for this, how you've managed to keep fit, how you've managed to get ready for it.
Definitely, I'm a contractor for the underground, so during the whole COVID, I've still been working. So when it happened and they closed it down, I went to box fit and I bought a boxing bag, so I got a boxing bag at home, got a little speedball, so I've been training, so I'm ready and I'm ready to go.
So your flat was turned into a gym?
Basically. Basically.
And do you think there's a chance he'd be underestimating you, or does he know everything there is to know?
I don't think anyone knows everything that there is to know. I think everybody's got their tools. But I don't think he'll underestimate, because I'm sure he wants to keep that time, but he's got other plans, so he's going to be hungry to do that. I'm hungry to stay in the game and be on big events like this and big shows, you know, and be closer to the middle.
Jeff, if you could do Archie, if you could beat Archie,
yeah,
how much would that change your life?
It would definitely change my life. And like I said, it's another second chance, so you don't keep getting chances like this. And I know that.
It's like a third chance, another second chance.
Another second chance and a third chance.
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah.
Well, it's a good one, Frank, and a lot at stake, and the two guys clearly in shape and both fancying it.
They've all got a lot to lose. Exactly. You know, that's one thing. Look at these guys on the card. Every one of them has got a lot to lose. They're in positions where, you know, they're on the cusp of big things, and they can't afford to slip up. And you guys fighting them, you're in a position where you can change your lives entirely, completely change your lives. So it's for you to do. That's where it's at. So watch on Saturday and we'll see what you guys bring to the table.
Correct. The crowds might not be there, but the action can still be absolutely vital, and there'll be thousands and thousands watching.
There are no away fighters on these cards. There's no crowds there. Everybody's a home fighter. That's what it is. You're not going into anyone's backyard. You're going into an arena where, you know, the people will be cheering for you, will be your trainers. That's it. That's what it is.
We'll be there Saturday night, BT Sport. Be sure to join us then. The lads will be giving absolutely everything. You've heard from the people involved. They'll be prepared to do interviews with you if you've not already had that opportunity. And we look forward to entertaining with some more terrific boxing behind closed doors.
Well, there is. And remember, the main events will be coming on after the football. That great football match we're going to see. So it's going to be a great sporting night on BT Sports. Don't forget.
Join us then. Thank you very much indeed for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.